Welcome yogis, namaste. Welcome back to week 4 of our beginners course. I do hope you're enjoying it, and if you are, please give the video a like on YouTube and make sure you've subscribed to my channel to help me out and help others get to see this lovely course as well. I really appreciate those likes. Thank you very much. So week 4, we're going to be starting in a pose called Virabhadrasana today. So you may well need 1 or possibly 2 yoga blocks to sit on. So you're going to come to your knees, take your knees together and take your feet apart. Now keep the toes activated, the toenails pushing down into the mat. So again, do you remember the week 2 work of engaging your muscles? Then you're going to bring those blocks behind you and take a seat. You might find that 2 blocks is a little high. It's a bit high for me, so I'm going to take that out. You're trying to inner spiral your legs, trying to softening down there. So take your hands, reach around and lift and widen your upholstery. And again, make sure your toes are active, so there's no overstretching of your ankle joint here. An active stretch. Bring your hands to your thighs. Take a big breath in and a long breath out. We're going to look at 3-part breaths today. So bring one hand to your tummy and breathe in and out to it. If you remember this, deep inhale and exhale into the tummy. Slide your hands up under your ribs. Deep inhale and exhale through the ribs. Okay, and then up into the collarbones for that 3rd section. So we start to really use the lungs fully. So bring your hands to your thighs, close your eyes. Remember to soften the hinge of your jaw, soften your teeth down. Take a deep breath in to start, a long breath out, and then inhale into your tummy, swell it out, up and under your ribs, up into your collarbones, and then exhale from the collarbones, the ribs and the tummy, draw it in. Inhale, tummy, ribs, collarbones. Exhale, collarbones, ribs and tummy. Inhale, tummy 1, ribs 2, collarbones 3, and exhale 3, 2, and 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale 3, 2, 1. Start to count it in your own head. And then take another couple more breaths like that. I'm going to hush so that you can tune into it. Well done. Keep that steady breath going. Your objective is to keep this steady and full with your breath as you move through class. So not doing anything that over efforts you and makes you stop your breath, but not being so gentle and soft that you barely remember your breath. Okay, that nice balance between. Bring your hands to your heart center. If you're comfy, you can sing the invocation with me. If not, don't worry, you can just join me for an Om. Take a deep breath in. Om. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tedyase. Om. Take a full breath in and a long breath out. Well done. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, bring your left hand down. Let's take a gentle bend to the side. If you remember, every class we'll start with the 6 movements of the spine. So we take ourselves side to side. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, down the other way. Lovely. Keep pushing your bum down into the block. And then as you inhale and come up, bring your hands to your thighs, and we're going to release ourselves from this nice and slowly. So come up onto your knees, remove your block, come onto all fours, and it might feel quite nice here to stretch one leg out. So you let the blood flow back, and another leg out. Really good for stimulating the legs and lower limbs. Do that another time. Okay, and then bring your bottom down and let's bring our legs out in front of us, bringing ourselves to a twist. We did this one last week as well, so bend your left leg, hold it by the shin. Use your inhale breath to get nice and tall. Now as you twist, don't just turn from the head, okay? I want you to just turn, stabilize the pelvis, but turn your tummy button to the left, then the ribs, then the chest, then the shoulders, and the last thing to move is your delicate cervical spine, the neck. Bring your back hand down, bend the elbow, breathe and twist. Lovely. And then unravel yourselves round and release the leg. Bend your right leg. Hold it by the shin. Use the foundation, boing. Inhale, draw up. As you exhale, really try and focus on moving from the pelvis first. So the tummy button, the ribs, the chest, the shoulders, finally the chin. Lean your right hand back and twist your way around. Inhale and exhale. And then inhale, exhale, unravel. Well done. So you've taken your spine right and left, twist and twist, separate your feet. Bend the knees, inhale, lengthen, so see how I'm drawing my lower back in, and exhale, bow down to whatever, so you don't have to be getting the nose on the mat. Flex your toes and bow in. Just come to wherever you can, so we're taking ourselves into a nice forward fold. And then inhale, come up, sweep your hands back, take a breath into the side body, shoulders back, and a very gentle back bend. Bend back into the elbows. Take your throat back a little bit. Lovely. And then inhale, come on up to a seat. Well done. Come back onto your knees. And we're going to start to link some of the poses today with the breath. So we start to flow more. Okay, so from kneeling, exhale and ground. So feel how that exhale breath grounds you. And now as you start the inhale, so begin to breathe in and let that carry you up. Inhale, come up onto your knees, sweep your arms up. Begin the exhale breath and then follow it down with the arms to all fours. Again, begin the inhale and start to lift your tail, soften your tummy, soften your heart. Nice strong arms, look up. And exhale, tuck the tail and round it through. Let's do this a couple of times. So inhale, lift the tail, sink the tummy, the heart, and look up. And exhale, round it through. One more like that. So inhale, look up. And then as you exhale, push your hands down and forward and push your way back to child's pose. Just a quick reminder here that you know that you can always come to this, whatever level class you're doing. Come to child's pose or downward dog if your body or mind or soul calls for it. Okay, inhale, come back to all fours. As you exhale, your fingertips are going to tiptoe back to your knees. And then inhale. See how that allows you to take a full breath in, spread your fingers, and exhale, we find ourselves back at the seat. Let's do one more like that. So inhale, reach up, exhale to all fours. Inhale, look up, exhale, push back to Balasana, child's pose, pushing the hands down and forward. So you can get some more length out of your back by creeping the fingertips forward. Inhale, back to all fours. Exhale, walk the fingers back. Inhale, sweep up, stay on your knees. And exhale, hands to your heart. Well done. Moving it on slightly. So inhale, Exhale to all fours. Inhale, look up. Exhale, push back to a child's pose. Take a breath in. And then come back onto all fours. This time, tuck your toes and lift your bottom back and up to downward dog. So adding on a downward dog now. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. And you can walk the legs in different classes. You might get different variations. So let's try this. Try lifting your left leg up behind you. Release it down. Lift your right leg up behind you and release it down. Well done. So going backwards now, come down to your knees. Walk your fingers back. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, hands, take a seat. One more like that. Inhale, reach. Exhale to all fours. Inhale, look up. Exhale to child's pose. Inhale, back to all fours. Tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale. Exhale to all fours. Well done. Walk the fingers back. Use your inhale breath to take you up again. And then your exhale breath brings you back down to your seat. Moving it on a little bit more. Now we're going to add some planks in. Inhale to all fours. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, look up. Exhale, push back, child's pose. Back to all fours on the inhale. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog on your exhale. Now here we go. Inhale, come forward to a high plank. Woohoo! And push back, downward dog. Let's do that a couple of times. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, high plank. This is beginner's class, so it's absolutely fine to come down to your knees here. But see how I'm in a straight line, knee to the top of my head. I'm not here. You don't want to be here. So come to a true half plank, or you can stay in full plank. And then lower yourself down. We're not going to hover here too long, so lower down, all the way down. And try and bring your chest towards your thumbs. You might need to take your hands back a little bit now as you untuck your toes. And push your toes down. And then inhale, come up to a little cobra. For a moment, lift your hands, feel your back work for you. There's your cobra. Place your hands, push up and back. Child's pose. Back you come to all fours. Walk the fingers back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, back to a seat. Let's do one more. You should be getting warm by now, okay? Inhale, reach. Exhale to all fours. Inhale, look up. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, all fours. Tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. And then we're going to come forward to a high plank. You could bring your knees down like I did on the last set, or stay in this plank shape. Now, making sure you don't do this. You don't drop your hips first. Come down like in one nice straight line, all the way down. We're not going to hover there in the beginner's class. Untuck your toes. Maybe take your hands a bit further back so they're more underneath the boobs. And then snake up, cobra. Release your face. Push back to a child's pose. Tuck your toes once more, downward facing dog. And then come down to your knees. Walk your hands back. Inhale. Come up. And exhale. Take a seat. Awesome, guys. Well done. Can you see how now we begin to flow a few poses together? Come on up to standing. Let's do our Krishna's pose again. So step your feet together. Take that wide foundation, that's the opening, okay? Squeeze and hug to a midline, lift your pelvic floor. That's muscular energy, so really tone there. And feel the lift of your pelvic floor into this powerhouse. Inhale, reach your arms up. Remembering this alternative of bringing the left hand down, I'm mirroring you to the side, or stay with your fingers interlinked, reach up and exhale, bow to the side. And if you get here and feel this is too much, you can lower that hand. You can always adapt your class. And as you begin to think about moving on to different classes, you're allowed to adapt. Don't feel like you always have to do. So bow it out, lift your chin. Keep wrapping these tricep muscles towards your face. And then inhale, come up. Exhale, release. Keep that squeeze in, and we're going to do the other side. So inhale. I'll demonstrate the full pose this time. Interlink your fingers. Exhale, bow down to your right, taking your hips to the left. Once more, remember that I'm mirroring you. Most teachers will. Lift your chin and breathe. This is the pose of Krishna, also known as Crescent Moon pose. Okay, beautiful guys. And then inhale, come up. Exhale, release your hands. Step your feet in a hip width apart. And just a reminder of Tadasana, we step in this style of yoga with our feet slightly apart. So we come to this optimal blueprint where we feel good, where things flow good. Take a breath into the side body, shoulders back. Even spin your palms forward. Lift your face and just take a pause in Tadasana. In some lineages, this is called mountain as well. And feel that strength. Really well done. It's a fundamental pose that we want to come back to. Okay, come to the top of your mat. We're just going to recap some stuff from the last few weeks. Bring your hands to your hips. So remembering, as you hinge forward, you may well need to bend your knees. So hinge forward. And you may well need a block down here. That's very common, or even two. So bring your fingertips and then inhale, extend your spine. Straighten your legs as best you can, but don't feel you have to have them locked in straight. And then exhale, bow forwards, Uttanasana. Try that again. So inhale, straighten your arms, look up, and then give yourself a cough so that your tummy lifts. And exhale, bow over your legs. This is Uttanasana. Bring your fingertips down to the mat and step your left leg back to a lunge. Remember, fingertips, not weighing in on the hands. Fingertips, look up. This is runner's lunge. Okay, now if you bring your back knee down to the mat, look up. Keep the back toes tucked. Energy still drawing both legs towards each other. And then bring your hands to your hips. Reach up, then runner's lunge, merges into Anjaneyasana. Spread your fingers. Remember not to let them hang in the air like limp dishcloths. Straighten them up. Okay, and then sweep your hands down. We're transitioning here by stepping the left foot forward and the right foot back. So look up. There you have your runner's lunge. Spread the toes, drag this left foot back, right hip forward. That's your muscular energy cue, especially if you are hypermobile. You're really going to need this. And then bring your back knee down. And don't let that muscular energy go to sleep. As you do so, bring your hands to your hips. And then inhale. Reach up. There it flows into Anjaneyasana. Remember your hands, sparkle them, tone the muscles to the bone. Lunge in. Okay. And then again, sweep your hands down. Well done. Step your right foot forward. And we'll transition again this way. Step your left foot back. Now this time, don't bring the knee down. Okay, so push into your legs. Get them nice and strong, but you're still cinching front to back. Lift your pelvic floor. Hands to your hips. and then reach up and stretch up. And again, an adaptation in the class for you, if this becomes too much or you get overtired, you could just drop the knee and there we go. It becomes Anjaneyasana. Working a lot of the same stuff, just taking it down a notch. Okay, one more breath. And then sweep the hands down. Step the left foot forward and the right foot back. Again, strong legs, push down and then draw up into your pelvic floor. Lift up here through this zone. Bring your hands to your hips. And then reach up, stretch up. Crescent lunge. See this a lot in classes. You'll learn to love it, even if you find it hard work. In these first few weeks of doing yoga, things become more familiar. Okay, now this time, sweep your hands down and you're going to step this front leg back to downward dog. So this is another way of transitioning. So separate your feet, look at your dog, make sure it's long enough. And we did this earlier. Inhale to a high plank. Exhale to downward dog. Into a high plank. Remember, we have the choice of bringing the knees down if you want to. I'll show that to you again. The knees down. Oops, I'm going to need to move my blocks or they'll bang my face. And then lifting your chin and looking at your thumbnails. That is where your chest wants to land up. So don't be tempted to do this. I see this a lot. Bringing the head down here. You want to stay long, and it's like you're trying to take your head off the top edge of the mat. We're not holding it halfway, just lower your way down, all the way down. And then you might need to sneak your hands back if you didn't go forward quite enough. Untuck the toes. There you go, there's your cobra. You transition to your cobra. And then come to all fours. Downward facing dog again. Well done. Come down to your knees. So when we try to transition, take a seat, we need to then come back to Anjaneyasana or back to runner's lunge or crescent lunge. We need to step from downward dog forward. This can be tricky, I'll show you. So stepping this foot up between your hands. I've been doing it for a long time, but it has taken practice. It's common for this to be extremely hard, all right? So often beginners will start out, or many years later, you'll start out by stepping the foot here, okay? Now, don't worry about that. What you want to do is try and get it further up. So one trick is to take your hand, hold it by the ankle and help it up, okay? And then bring the back knee down or move into whatever you're doing. Another trick can be creating more space here in this triangle. So coming high on your heels and then lifting the back leg up. This will give it a little bit of momentum. Staying high, see my right heel, I'm high up. Draw it in and then maybe it might not go all the way up, maybe it'll just get here and then you have to help it. And over time, this practice will come to you. Another way of creating space is by putting your hand on your fingertip. And you can also practice this by having your hand on a block. See how now that's given me this extra space between lifting my heel, lifting my leg, drawing into my tummy. That gives me even more space to then hopefully step up. And if you don't get it, you just shimmy it up. Another trick can be to bring the back knee down in order to get it up. Okay? So try that. Join me in downward dog. Okay, lift your left leg up behind you. Come high on your right toes, maybe even come into your left fingertips. Exhale, bring that knee up into your nose, lift into your tummy, and then see if you can step forward. Step your right foot forward. And then step it back, downward dog. Let's try with the other leg, the right leg, okay? So lift your right leg up behind you. Come high on your left heel. Come into your right fingertips. Then try it again, draw your knee in. See where you can get to. Help it up if it needs it. Now we're going to step that leg forward, hands to your hips, and inhale, come on up. Exhale, hands to your heart. So do not worry if you're finding this hard. It's very common to find this bit hard. Okay, so let's try it in a Surya Namaskar, or it's in a version of Surya Namaskar A. We'll just do one round each side, okay? Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bow forwards. Place your fingertips, step the left leg back. Knee comes down. You've done this before. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, sweep the hands down and step your right leg back to downward dog. Let's do this on our knees to conserve energy. So inhale, come forward to high plank, bring your knees down. Exhale, slowly lower your way down. Untuck the toes to a little cobra. Okay, and then come back to all fours, downward facing dog. We're going to step the left leg up, so lift it up behind you, high on the right toes, bend it in and give it a go. Step it up. Bring the right knee down to the mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sweep the hands down. Step your right foot forward. Inhale, come up to standing. And exhale, hands to the heart. Just do your best. Inhale, this is the second side. We're leading with the right leg. Exhale, bow. Inhale, halfway lift. Place your fingertips, step the right leg back. Knee comes down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, place your hands, step back, downward dog. Let's do this on our knees. Inhale to high plank on your knees. Exhale, look up, lower. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. You ready for the tricky bit? Lift your right leg up behind you, high on your left toes. Come on your right fingertips to create more space. And then draw it in. Step it up. Wiggle it, shake it, bring it up. Bring the back knee down. And then inhale, reach up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, bring your hands down. Step your left foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, Uttanasana. And then inhale, come all the way to standing. Exhale, hands to your heart center. So if you're finding that hard, that's your homework to do over this week. Redo this video again and again and again until it begins to make sense. And you know what? It might take a whole lifetime. I know people have been doing yoga for quite a while and they're still working on this stuff. Yoga isn't always easy. Okay? Well done. So come up to standing now. Let's step our feet wide. And I'd like you to take a yoga block behind each ankle. I'm going to do 2 familiar poses after that hard work. See how those, they're called Surya Namaskar, and they really warm us up, don't they? Okay. Well done. From here, again, I'm mirroring you. Turn your left toes to the short edge of your mat. Bend into your left leg. Turning your tummy over this long edge of the mat. Draw your legs to a midline, lift up, and then reach your arms out. Draw your shoulder blades on your back. Warrior 2, do you remember this? Virabhadrasana 2. Come to some other classes and I'll tell you the story of this warrior pose. Now, the only difference here is that we then straighten the leg. Nothing else has changed. Take inhale, lift through your chest, and then exhale with lovely strong legs, drawing them to a midline. That's muscular energy again. Bring your right fingertips to the block, and then lift your left fingertips to the block, and your right fingertips to the air. Use your block. Don't force yourself not to use blocks and props. They are useful. helpful. Trikanasana. Bring this top hand to your hip, press down that leg, okay, and then inhale, come up. So you're using this back leg as your anchor point. Turn your left toes in, your right toes out. Check that the block is in the right place. You know what we're going to be doing. Virabhadrasana 2 and then Trikanasana. Okay. Draw the legs to a midline, reach your arms up. And then into the strength of your legs, bend in. It's very tempting to go, oh yeah, I'm strong here. And then as you bend in, you go, ugh. So try not to do that. Keep toned around the legs, bend in. Turn your tummy, reach your arms out. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Lovely, straighten the leg, nothing else changes apart from that leg changing, the straightening. Inhale, and then exhale. Sweep your right hand down, down, down. Let it find the block. If it's going to rest on the knee, try not to lean on the knee because that might make you hyperextend here in the back. So try and use your block to reach up. Some of you will be able to turn your head and look up towards your left fingertips. Trikanasana. Breathe. We stay a little while in the poses. I haven't forgotten you. This is where some of the learning lies, in staying in the fire a bit. Okay, and then take your top hand, bring it to your hip, press down that leg, and then inhale. Come on up, turn the toes in, bend your knees, and step your way together. Awesome. Okay, so now, familiar pose. We've done this every week, so hopefully some of this is coming back to you. And you know, it may be that balance is a challenge for you, so do hop to a wall. In fact, I'll show it to you with a wall. So try and be an arm length away from the wall so that you could try and play being away. Spin both feet forward, spread your foundation. Imagine you're drawing your legs to a midline. Lift the kneecaps. Can you feel that muscular energy in your legs? Hands to your hips or lean on the wall like I'm going to do today. Bend your left leg. Turn it out from the hip. Ankle. Calf. And if you want to try, you could try bringing this now up to your inner thigh. And you want to avoid pressing on this kneecap. It's not meant to go in that direction. So avoid the knee. Press into the wall. You can bring your hands to your heart center. I prefer to lift them overhead, and you could just have your fingertips on the wall there. Okay, hold it. Squeeze your feet into your thigh. Your thigh returns the love, the pressure. Lift up as if you're lifting from your back body between your shoulder blades up like you're a puppet on a string. Beautiful. Vrikshasana, tree pose. Exhale. Release it down, release your legs down. As you start doing more yoga, you'll notice there's lots of poses named after sages and gods. And there's also lots of natural poses. There's dogs, there's cats, there's trees, there's eagles. So all aligned with nature. So again, stay leaning on the wall if you want to. I'm coming away from the wall for this second side. Ready? Set up your feet. Breathe. Tone the muscles to the bone, tone it all in. Lift your kneecaps. Then bend your right leg. Turn it to the side. You choose, because it's your practice, not my practice. Ankle, calf, or maybe the inner thigh. Remember, you know what? You're on a beginner's course. You might not be ready for the inner thigh. That will be fine. So squeeze in and then reach up. Either if you're on the wall, just let your fingertips touch. Over time, let that light touch get lighter and lighter and lighter. Reach up. I love reaching up. I find prayer pose tends to round me more. So maybe try reaching up, stretching up, lifting your gaze and feel like you're being drawn heavenward. Tree pose. One more breath. Gorgeous. And then peel your hands down. Peel your leg down. Release your hands. Take a deep breath in. And a delicious breath out. Fantastic. Okay, gather up your stuff. Get yourself a strap and a pillow and let's come to a seat. Okay, so make yourself comfy. As you sit towards the edge of the pillow or whatever you're sitting on, so that you almost feel like you're falling off. This will help draw your lower back in. Have the strap handy and extend your legs. Okay, so from here, bend the left leg and you're going to make that tree shape again. So be true to tree and don't let, as you would when you were standing up, let the ankle be strong and truly on the inside edge of that thigh. So no bending of the ankle. Draw it in as high as you can. Obviously it could be down in your calf or ankle as well. And then again pause once you've got that general shape. Flex your toes towards your face and feel like you're drawing these toes up into your hip. So, check it out. Are your muscles engaged truly? Okay, want to stretch into an engaged muscle. That foot probably feels like 1,000,000 miles away. So let's take a strap and lasso it. And even if you can get it easy, just today use a strap. Get your arms straight and then pull on the strap to get the head of your arm bones drawing back. And look up. I want you to lift your nose to where your ceiling meets the wall. Inhale, look up. And feel how that draws the upper back in, the lower back in. And that's the goodness. You don't have to worry about coming down too deep. You can bend your elbows a little bit, but our objective today is not to touch our nose on our shin. Just want you to feel that lovely. Today it's more of a spinal lengthening. This pose is called Shavasana. And in classes you may say it with different shaped legs in different places, but this is the general shape of the pose. Okay, inhale and then exhale, release. Well done. Let's do the other side. So extend your left leg, bend your right leg and bring it out to the side again, honouring that shape of tree. Flex your toes. So watch this, no lazy foot. Okay, flex it and turn the toes up to the ceiling. Once again, yeehaw, lasso, and then take a breath into your side body. Pull on the strap, so there's tension on the strap to get your shoulders back. That'll help draw your heart forward, lift your chin, and again, lift your gaze right up to where the ceiling and wall meet. Okay, so you get this lovely spine. As you pull, you'll get spinal length. Maybe where you round a little bit between your shoulders, draw that in more fully. Take a deep breath in. And maybe bend the elbows just a tiny bit to bring you incy-wincy bit further forward. But as I say, today we're not thinking about trying to make this a massive forward fold. Okay, take another deep breath in. And a long breath out. Super duper. Unravel. Okay, you can pop your strap to the side, no need for it now, and really release your legs out. You can slide this cushion out as well, and then let's lie down. So I'd like you to bend your knees, bring your feet to the sides of your mat, so I might need to move that a little bit more. And in a minute when we lie down, we're going to drop the knees right and left. Okay, so lay your way down, and it often gets called windshield wiper pose. Your legs do look a bit like windshield wipers. Take a breath into your side body and reach your arms overhead. So from your hips to your armpits, can you get super long? And then bend your elbows to the side. Take a breath in and turn your head and shoulders to the left and drop your knees over to the right. Just twist it out. Another breath there, twist, 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 windshield wipers. And then back you come to the centre, and we'll go the other way. Turn your head to the right, knees to the left. Let's try and finish a class with a nice recline twist, or a twist to bring your spine back to balance. Okay, and then bring your knees back. Hug your knees into your chest. Hug, hug, hug. Bring them wide as if you're bringing them to the armpits. And then bring your legs up. See how I've got this 90 degrees between my shin and my thigh. And some of you will be able to reach up and take the sides of your leggings there, or some of you will be able to get hold of your feet. Wherever you are, try not to be yanked in the neck. So if you get crampy in the neck, you could pop something underneath it, or just bring your hands down to the sides more. Happy baby. So pull on your feet, return the pressure with your feet. And then let's just be still in this pose rather than rock side to side. Can you bring more of your tailbone down? Feels delicious, doesn't it? It's a lovely symmetrical pose, which is a lovely way to guide your way into Shavasana. So now bend your knees, bring your legs down, and then purposefully separate your feet. Turn the toes out, press into your elbows, turn your palms up as we indulge in a beautiful breath in Shavasana, probably the most important part of class. So breathe deep into your tummy, your ribs, and into your collarbones, and exhale your collarbones, your tummy, and your chest. So use these three zones to try and help deepen your experience of Shavasana. In and out. And I'm going to be quiet and allow you to relax for about 2 minutes here. Really indulge in the last few breaths. We'll take 3 more breaths. Really enjoy it. That's my dog enjoying her last 3 breaths too. And as you do this, just notice how calm you feel, how delicious the process of Shavasana is. And this is what we're after in yoga, not the shapes or the poses. This zoned in, calmer, however you want to describe it, more peaceful, more spiritual, ready to embrace life with a calm, steady action, rather than stressed and buzzing. Breathe it to you a couple more times. Okay, and then ever so slowly, so no sudden movements, ever so slowly. And one knee, and then the other. Roll to your side, and pause. And then ever so slowly press into your hands. Press up, press up. We'll come back to kneeling, like we did at the beginning of class. Hands to your thighs. Big breath into the tummy, the ribs. Take the shoulders back and breathe into the collarbones. Turn your palms up. Bring a sneaky smile to your face. You've done 4 weeks of yoga. Very well done to you. And as you start to feel more easeful in your body, get more familiar with the poses, you'll start to tap in more and more with the breath and more with how good it makes you feel. It takes practice though. Won't all happen in 1 week. Bring your hands to your heart center and try today to seal in with one arm. Take a deep breath in. Om. Well done, yogis. See, if you can practice this sequence a couple of times before the next week, week 5, the last class in the series. Okay, really well done. And don't forget, if you're watching this on YouTube, to please like and subscribe. Namaste.